I don't know really how I want to start this, but hey, my name's Hunter, and this is a video about the bulk that I am starting. In my previous video, which was sort of a retrospective about fitness in general, I mentioned I probably wouldn't be doing fitness videos, but this topic came up in my head and I've been sort of, working on it mentally, so I thought I could put it in video form in a sense. So what do I mean by I'm bulking? So I'm doing what I would call a lean bulk, aka I have used the past about 3 to 4 weeks, 5 weeks to figure out my maintenance calories, because for about the past 2 years I've been eating at a deficit the entire time basically. And when I haven't tracked my calories enough to actually know if what's my maintenance and sort of thing. So I've used this past about 2 months to figure that out, and it's not an easy process, and it makes starting a bulk pretty difficult, or even trying to get back to maintenance pretty difficult, because I had plateaued when it came to weight loss at 2,000 calories when I was about 179 pounds. So when I went the other way, I went up to 2,500 because I was like, I'm probably in about a 500 calorie deficit. I did the 500. I went back up to about 180 and a half, but then I stayed there for over a week. I said, okay, so I probably got some water retention just from I have, more carbs in my diet in general. When I'm at that higher calorie amount, my protein amount doesn't change too much. I just stay in the rough ballpark of around 200. So I guessed that my maintenance was about 2,500. So then I would decide to jump to 2,700. I did that for about 2 weeks, and I did not gain any weight. I don't know if the increase just spurred some amount more activity out of me, but I did not gain any more weight. So I said, well, shit, okay, let's try going up to 3,000. Let's be a little more extreme with it, sort of thing. And then I went to 3,000, and I immediately put on something like the first 2 days, like 6 pounds, and it scared the shit out of me. Obviously, I'm going to say as a caveat, you cannot tell how a caloric amount per day is going to affect your body weight entirely in 2 days. I know that. But in the moment, it really scared me. So I immediately cut back down again, and then saw nothing happen for, another week. So this was probably more like 6 to 7 weeks of time. I'm back to the period now where I just said, I'm going to go back up to 3,000 and just wait it out and see what happens. And I finally started to put on some amount of weight. The rough amount is about probably a little under a pound a week. I'm not too worried about the amount I'm putting on per week. I'm more worried about the sort of visual representation of that change. I'm using the mirror in a sense to tell if I'm putting on fat at a quicker pace than muscle. I don't feel like I'm putting on a whole lot of fat. I feel like I am building muscle during this phase. So I feel like I'm at a healthy point when it comes to my lean bulk in a sense. So for the just strict calorie amount, we're doing 3,200 grams of protein, around 300 grams of carbs, and then the rest are fats. And then going from there, we move on to, what am I actually eating for this sort of diet? It's nothing specific or particular or anything like that. It's just a lot of the same foods I was already eating, especially things high in protein. I still use whey protein as a supplement, obviously. I eat fish as my main protein source when it comes to a non-supplement source, I guess is how I would put it. And then I eat a lot of plant-based protein because I do not eat chicken, beef, and stuff like that. The rest of my diet is I just make sure that I get some amount of greens, and then I do use a green supplement. If I get through a day, I have not eaten any greens, I'll just take, a scoop or two of the supplement just to catch myself up, because I don't like missing out on those micronutrients. But my main thing for my diet is just keeping around the calorie amount. I don't really care what I am eating per se, as long as, like I said, I'm hitting the carbs, I'm hitting the protein, and I'm getting a few servings of. So I have my Fitness Pal pulled up on my screen right here, And just for reference for one day, I had ramen, just a random frozen cauliflower pizza. My goodness, I ate like 3 or 4 protein bars this day because I was just on the go so much. I ate some potato chips, I ate some French onion dip, whatever. But when I look at my macronutrient breakdown, and my totals, for this day in particular, which I'll screenshot and throw on the screen, I'm at 290 carbs, 182 grams of protein. I actually drank a protein shake, which put me above 300 carbs and also put me above 200 grams of protein. So I did hit my goal in that day, even with this weird, food array that I had. My main goal is strictly the calorie amount and the of protein and carbs. I don't really care about fat. I do try to keep the fat lower because I don't feel good when I eat too much fat. My main goal with this plan is, obviously to build muscle, but also to put on more strength, because I feel like being in a deficit for so long, it's started to become really hard to put on any amount of strength. I've been doing Jeff Nippard's power building plan that he released recently. What really pushed me to do this sort of mini bulk was he just suggested like to be at maintenance or above, and I was like, I don't even know what my maintenance is at this point. I need to figure that out at least. And then I was like, how about I bump it up? I have not been in a surplus for a prolonged period of time for a very long time, so I want to kind of reintroduce that to my body, because my body has been basically living off of not scraps, because I would still eat 2,000 calories minimum a day for like at least the past year. That's been like my minimum. From doing this, I've figured out that's like way lower than what my body needs on a normal day when it comes to my energy expenditure levels. So this sort of thing has really helped me figure out more about myself, which is the whole point of this sort of thing. Optimizing my training more, getting better at what I do, getting stronger, putting on more muscle and stuff, and that's the whole entire point. But I'm very excited to see where this program goes, and I'm actually planning to live stream the final week of it, where I go for basically PRs on bench, squat, and deadlift, all on different days. I'm going to do that on twitch.tv/HunterTPK. Make sure to follow that on Twitch. I made an Instagram, which I think is Hunter_TPK_, because I don't think there was a Hunter_TPK, but they just wouldn't give me it for some reason. So follow that. I post when I'm live and everything, and I post sort of update things. I'm going to post this there as well. If you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.